Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm gonna be talking about the longsword. It's a very simple weapon, won't take very long. Only got a few tips and tricks here. Cause weapon is very simple. It's very base Naraka. It's not really anything like gimmicky or special about it, except it has two strengths, which is its range and the long charge on its focus attacks. And I'll show you how that's a strength in a little bit. So if you play this weapon like this, you're not going to be doing very good with this weapon. This is not. If you play this weapon like base Naraka, you're going to absolutely get destroyed. Because this weapon does not excel at that. Because there's weapons that can do that way better and hit a lot harder. This weapon doesn't hit very hard either. So you have to play off of your focus attacks because the lights don't do that much damage. So, and on top of that, this has really good range, right? That's the really good range, right? More better range than your vertical attack, right? However, the second attack you never want to do because it takes way too long and you can get punished so easy. So never ever do that attack. Always do that into that. And better yet, always do only your vertical attacks unless you're specifically trying to reach someone who's further away from you. So because vertical attacks can't be crouched. So next up, let's talk about the real strength of this weapon, which is of course your charge, your focus attack, that long range reaching slash. Now what's important about that is that that's a really long time that you can charge this up in order, like you can get that down to the frame, right? So that's a really long time that you can charge this up, which means that makes this weapon extremely easy to bait. Like if you do that and you light that, that's really powerful, right? Really powerful. So you can just do this over and over and over again if you know what you're doing. So you can do 1 2, and they won't be able to tell the difference. There's a little delay in there that I'm adding, but you really can't tell the difference, right? See what I'm saying? You really can't tell the difference between the two. Like that might have looked like it was part of the combo, but I actually reset it neutral there. See what I'm saying? So that makes this weapon, because the animations are so long for the focus, it makes it to where you can really sit in blue focus to bait someone and make them think that you're going for a focus attack, which might make them dodge. It might make them whatever. But either way it goes, it's so easy to bait people into your light. You see what I'm saying? Like people aren't going to guess that because of how the animations are. So you can get someone lost in the sauce really easily with this weapon, only if you're baiting off of this. Now the other strength, of course, is the focus attacks, but remember how I said the range and the movement of the focus attack. So because if you're running and you do this, you get this really good animation or this good animation. You really want to abuse that. Now, what's powerful? Number one, your horizontal isn't as good, but your vertical is extremely good. However, your horizontal serves a different purpose. Your horizontal hits wide, and your vertical hits up and down. But yeah, but the thing is, you only really want to use your horizontal if you don't know what they're going to do, or if you're trying to actually keep pressure on them. So here's what I mean. So the way you play this weapon is you got to play like a hit and run character, because that's how this weapon, based off of its strengths and how the weapon plays and the range, you're supposed to play as it as a hit and run type of weapon. If you do it any other way, like pocket, you're playing this weapon wrong, and it doesn't hit very hard up close. So you really want to keep your distance and use it as a range weapon, pretty much, or a very like get my hit, get up out of there, and then do that. That's how you want to play this weapon. If you're not playing this weapon like this, you're playing the weapon wrong. That's the only way to play this weapon optimally. You get your hit, you guaranteed hits, you get up out of there, you do a cancel or whatever, or anything like that. That's the only way to play this. However, let's talk about um, if you want to, like, remember how I said this is a really long focus charge, right? So what you can do is something like this. Hold on, I messed up the dash there. Give me a second. So you can do something like this. Now that's a really quick version of it, but you could do the longer version, which is this, right? Now that's not the input that I wanted, so you can do something like that. That is really, really good at baiting people and thinking that you're about to go for that slash, and you can get your next guaranteed, right? You see what I'm saying? So like, I did the wrong dash there. So you can really like bait somebody out with this. Now, the only like thing that you need to be mindful of is this: is you only really want to do your horizontal dash right here whenever you want to like hit multiple people. Other than that, you're better off using your vertical, because number one, movement is better. It's like free iframes that actually are true. You can get out of a lot of things quicker. So if you do this, you can pretty much get out of any range of anything, right? So you can do this. Now, the only thing that you have to be mindful of is that this will always make you, because of the range, it's always going to be greater than most weapons. The lock on is a lot stricter on this weapon. So if you want to like do that, you have to not be looking at him or be looking to the side or whatever. You know, like you can't like hit him and then do like this and then try to dodge again or something like that, because it's gonna dodge you towards them. And you have to be mindful of that, because that can get you in trouble. For here's what I mean: like you do this and then you dodge it, dodge again. Hold on, not charge that for too long. If you do this, see what I'm saying? Like it'll dodge you towards them. Like it'll move you towards them the whole time. So the only way to stop that from happening is to actually sit there and purposely move your and do like that, you know, like and look to the side before you do it. So never be looking directly at them with this weapon, because it's just going to move you towards them or closer towards them, and it's not what you want. You want to stay far away. A lot of the times what I'll do is I'll do this and I'll just run back or whatever. I'll hit and then do that. And then you can run sideways and you can do like that. That's like my favorite thing to do with the longsword. Hit, run backwards, then do like that, right? So that's really how you play this weapon, as a hit and run type of weapon. So now since we got that out of the way and all of that, so let's talk about some ways to really like make this a lot more heavy damaging. So if you play the weapon like that, number one, you're gonna be able to beat a lot of people. Not a lot of people have an answer for that, and since you can sit in this for quite a while, it's really really hard hitting, and it's really mind game based, and it's easy to cancel. However, one thing you want to notice is that your crouch attack is super slow. Like this is dumb slow. Never use that ever. You're gonna like get so like doing this. Don't do that. They're gonna light you so much quicker than you can that it's not even gonna be funny. You're gonna get pissed off. That light animation is slow, and on top of this, you don't really get much damage from your combo, so you don't really want to do that junk either. So if you can't really use your crouch in order to really open somebody up, unless you're guaranteed hit confirming off of this, right? That's your only hit confirm. If that's the case, then what do you do? So with this weapon, you really want to jump. So because that's how you get your option. For example, if you bait somebody, jump into that, because that's what's actually good, you know. Or jump into something like this. So let's say you bait, and you get repeat that again, you know. That's really how you want to play. Like you want to use jump more than crouch on this weapon, because number one, after you jump, so let's say you did this and you bait him or whatever, and you got him to, you can dash immediately right after that, right? And it takes no, like it takes nothing to do so. So if you're like low on or energy or whatever or something like that, if you do this and you jump, you get to like get just a little bit more energy, right? To where you can literally do this forever, right? See what I'm saying? Like you can pretty much like do this forever, right? Just by jumping, and you can control like your jump by like you can do a like a soft hop like that, so you can soft hop it, and it. You see what I'm saying? And you can just repeat that. So you see what I'm saying? So like it makes it to where you can literally spam this over and over again, because it gives you time to kind of, you know, keep your energy up, to build your energy back. So you can just really kind of spam that, you know. So yeah, you really want to use jump more. It's a lot more beneficial than crouch because you can't do this into that and make that like, you see what I'm saying? Like it's, you see, it's just not as optimal. The energy doesn't, like, it just takes a lot longer. You don't really get that much out of it. Plus, if you short hop, like for example, check this out. If you do this into that, that's that. So if you, even though that takes longer, it's much better to do that. You can jump into that. That's a lot quicker than this. So I would always recommend doing this into jump, right? You always want to do that into jump. And then you can maybe set it up or whatever. You can go straight into that. It's up to you, but just never ever use ever that attack. Okay? You're crouched on this weapon. You always want to jump. So with that being said, the playstyle of this weapon is really just a hit and run. You don't want to be in their face. You want to get your hit and get up out of there. Don't be looking at them. You can jump in order to conserve your energy and just play this kind of game. And eventually, they're going to get tired of your baits, especially if you double charge it like that. They're going to get so tired of that they're going to just try to guess and make a read, and it's actually going to get them caught. So you really got to kind of play the patient hit and run game with this weapon because you don't do much damage otherwise. Now, with that being said, of course, obviously, if you bait, that's a lot of guaranteed damage off of a punish. If you can get them to bite on the bait, which is what's really important. So, I see a lot of people, they'll bait like that, and then they'll do something like this. And I'm like, huh? What are you doing, kiddo? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Or they'll do something like that. You can't punish people with that. That's not guaranteed. They can light, they can dash up out of there, and if they have the dagger, they can dagger dash. They can use their ability. They can do so much. You want to get great guaranteed pressure. That is nasty. That's what you want to do, you know. And the reason why I say this is so good is because you can like do this, jump, and then parry right after, or you can do this, jump, and parry. So you don't ever have to be afraid. You can like react to it. You know, like you can do something like that. So you don't have to really worry about that much if you can react to everything. So that's pretty much everything that I have on the longsword. Now there is one thing that you can do in order to like purposely. It's in all my videos, so I don't really have to say it. But like you can do stuff like this, right? Or you can like purposely like do something like this in order to like trick somebody. So you can do something like this and then throw it at them like that. Or you can purposely do something like this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So you can like run in, dodge at him, and then throw it this way and get him to parry and then punish like that. And because every time you do this move, your next attack is that, right? Your second attack after that will always be a focus. So that's really important because you can do something like this. A lot of people don't know that this is spammable. You can do this. You can just keep doing that, you know? So let's say you got him to bite once, right? You can hit him with that. You can do this. You can do that. You can do let it go. You can fake it out. Get him the bait. You can throw it again. You can fake it out. Then you can double charge it. Wait for them to parry. So this is a weapon that allows for you to change your timing really, really easily. So you really want to abuse that. You can literally sit there in somebody's face and then just negate the timing. And they have to actually guess which one you're doing. And all you have to do is just sit there and look. And the moment that they start like guessing the second one, just throw the quicker one out. So, and the reason why this is also good is because it builds on top of delays, which is because they don't know when, they're just waiting, right? So you can really kind of play this whole mind game, right? So that's really the only way to play this weapon if you're going to play like up close like so. You really just want to abuse your frames on so, right? You don't want to like play around. with any of that. Now, as far as combos, you don't really have that much to work with. Just hold W forward and pray for the best because it's very inconsistent, super inconsistent. Uh, but it is possible. It's just it's not very reliable. So you don't really get that much guaranteed damage. Now you can do this into that, but it's really hard to make anything of that. I would just recommend wishing for the best, honestly, because it's really hard. Now, I have been able to get it consistently like 4 times in a row, but I haven't been able to find out any like reason, like for example, like that. Like sometimes it just works, sometimes it just doesn't. I don't know what the deal is with this. Like for example, sometimes you'll get that and you'll be able to get the second hit, but sometimes you won't. The only thing that I found that's worked is delaying it, like waiting, like that. Like that's the only thing that I found that works. But even that, sometimes it'll just like, see what I'm saying? Like, so it's you have to be looking at them, you have to be waiting, you have to get the perfect animation. Sometimes you have to hold W and in this direction in order to get it to hit. It's just very inconsistent. So I wouldn't play this weapon and try to like play off of the combos because they're not consistent. And if you don't get consistent damage, then you're probably not going to win the fight. Because if you don't know like NBA rules or whatever, they go for percentages, consistent numbers. You want a consistent 3-point shooter. You want 2 buckets like layups because that's an easy bucket. You want to get what's guaranteed, what's easy to do, what's a lot more reliable and consistent. And it's like that with this weapon. Trying to get a combo with this weapon is just not very consistent at all. Like like I said, sometimes you'll just get 10 of them in a row. Sometimes you'll get like 20 of them that just don't work. So don't really rely on that because it's just going to make you mad if you get the wrong animation or something like that. Just play off of the hit and run style and jump whenever you want to. And remember, right after you jump, you can immediately dash, right? Or you can immediately go right back into it. So you can literally just hold down your RT and keep doing this, you know? And it's like that even if you like whatever, you know. So like if you do it like that and you just I'm holding like down vertical right now. So you can just do that and bait the heck out of them. So just keep that in mind. Um that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. Longsword is a really, really good weapon. You have to play it a certain way though, because it's very base Naraka. If you're not playing it in a hit and run style with a range kind of keep away, get away from me like that. If you're not playing it like that, then you're not going to be doing good with this weapon. You have to play like this fencing game, but like a baiting type of deal. You know, like you can't be in their face and they be expecting like greatness to come. You know, so I would just recommend using like some of the tricks that I put in my other videos, which is stuff like this, like looking the other way, and then switching it up on them last second. You know, that's like something you could do, but a lot of people they don't fall for that. They just move out the way. So it's better to just be away from them. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. That's it.